And what we're talking about this morning is what we are ready to receive. Are you ready to receive? Because it is my contention that grace is being showered upon you at every moment. Showered upon me at every moment. And yet, I often don't recognize it because I'm so caught on what I want or what I think I want, because I'm caught on all kinds of things. So the deal is, can we make an agreement right here that the universe, that God, that this one power, one love, one presence that not only created but is creating, is constantly, as Meister Eckhart said, giving birth to the universe day after day after day, continuing to evolve all of us. That love, that vast love, is constantly shining love upon us in the form of all kinds of grace. Can we agree that that is a possibility? And that if at any moment we're not receiving it, it probably has to do not with the broadcaster, but with the receiver, right? So what are we ready to receive, and what keeps us from receiving? We often believe that we're vessels, that we can only take so much, and we want to pick and choose what gets in there, because what if it gets too crowded and we miss something good? The beautiful thing is that we are not vessels, we are channels. You can't ever overfill a channel because the flow keeps happening. That means that the things that we receive, that we get excited about, that we go, yes, this is what I always wanted, come and go. And then all of the things that we think, I never want to receive this, why is this happening to me? Come and go. All of it. And that wisdom of Rumi, it's a guest house. Everybody comes for a time, but nobody stays. And yet you are the host. Can you make a hospitable space for whatever arrives? Can you accept whatever arrives as a gift, even if you don't recognize it in the moment, even if you don't feel the giftedness of it in the moment? Can you recognize that it is a gift? And like Rumi said, it might be here to clear you out for some delight. Maybe there's something you're holding on to that will prevent you from receiving the next good in its form. And maybe the thing that doesn't feel good right now is the very thing that's clearing you out to receive that next good in its form. Maybe it's opening your eyes. Maybe it's waking you up. Maybe it's making you 0.5% more aware of all that there is going on in the world. If we were all 0.5% more aware, the whole world would be transformed. I believe this. So we're an open channel. And when we say we want to receive, but instead what we do is pick and choose and take, then we are no longer channels. So our job is to do our best to keep ourselves as open channels. So what are we ready to receive? Are we ready to receive stuff, abundance, prosperity? Yes. Are we ready to receive help and aid? Are we ready to receive creative ideas, because it is the creative ideas out of which everything else is born? Are we ready to receive divine guidance, which is actually where those creative ideas come from, not from us, but through us? Are we ready to receive the time to do what is ours to do? Wait a minute, is time fluid? If there's not enough time, there's not enough time, right? Wrong, I would say. Yeah, are we ready to receive all the time that we need to do everything that is ours to do? Are we ready to receive peace? And peace not after the storm, but peace during the storm. I've been in a storm this week, and I have to admit, there was a day when I could not find the peace anywhere in that storm. I could not find it. I couldn't feel it. I couldn't contact it. But because I have a spiritual practice, I still knew the peace was there. I Didn't feel it. I didn't have it in my hands, but I knew it was there. I knew it was mine. I knew I would find it again. I knew that if I just continued to believe that it would come back to me, or that I would come back to it. It never went anywhere. That I would come back to it. And that's what spiritual practice does for us. It gets us ready to receive during those times when our human self is so completely discombobulated, there's no way we could hold on to anything. So, if we're ready to receive, but we're not receiving, let's think about what might be in the way. One, I say, is the universe is listening. Every word you say, every thought you think, the universe is listening. This is not about judgment. Oh, you thought a wrong thought, you're going to get a bad thing. You said a wrong word, you're going to get a bad thing. But the universe is listening. And if you tell it you're not interested, it'll go, okay. I had a friend for many, many years. She's still my friend. But for many, many years, she dated Mr. Wrong after Mr. Wrong after Mr. Wrong after Mr. Wrong and kept not understanding why these guys were so terrible to her, why they couldn't give her what she was asking for. And yet she was never willing to let go of Mr. Wrong if it meant that she had to be alone for a moment. So she would go from one Mr. Wrong to another Mr. Wrong. And finally one day, because we had that kind of relationship, and she asked me, I don't generally answer questions that haven't been asked or give unsolicited advice anymore. Had to learn that. But I said to her, Mr. Right may be right outside your door, but he's too polite to knock because he knows you're living with Mr. Wrong right now. A true Mr. Right is not going to come in and break you up. A true Mr. Right is going to receive you when you're open to it, is going to be there when you're open to it. And I love to be right. It's one of my favorite things in the whole world. There came a moment in her life when she was willing, I mean with claws in and bared teeth, to be alone, which was the scariest thing in the world for her, and I get it. It was the scariest thing in the world for her, to be alone. And Mr. Right, boom, appeared. And 20 years later, Mr. Right is still there. And Mr. Right had been there all along, but he was too polite to knock. If you are giving the universe a message, the universe will listen to the message that you're giving. If you say, I want more stuff, but if you live in a house where there's no room for anything, you're either going to not get more stuff, or you're going to become such a hoarder that you can't use any of the stuff that you have, which is the same as not getting more stuff. Clear out a space. That's what the song is about. Open up a space. That goes for physical spaces, which are really just a metaphor for the mental and emotional and spiritual spaces. When we're already so full, when we're so full of our ego, there's no room. We don't make room for spirit. So, no room at the inn. That's what that whole metaphor at Christmas time was about. Joseph and Mary go to the inn, and the innkeeper says, sorry, no room. They weren't ready to receive the Christ Spirit. And so where did the Christ go? To where it was ready to be received. To the stable. The animals got it. The shepherds got it. The wise men who made room by going, I believe there's something higher, and followed that something higher, even though they didn't know what it was, where they would find it, when or if they would find it. They believed it was there, so they kept on traveling. And so the gift came to those who were ready, those who were open. The innkeeper, no room, sorry. How often are you the innkeeper of your life going, no room for that here, no room for that here? So a lot of it has to do with, as we're thinking about what we have room for, having some consciousness of our priorities. Seek ye first the kingdom, and then everything else will be added. What I didn't tell you about my friend and Mr. Wrong and Mr. Right is in her alone time, what she dedicated herself to doing is seeking God first. Seeking God first and going, God, that's not enough, because I really want somebody to sleep in my bed and live in my house and share the bills with me and have children with me. That's what I want. And yet she was willing to just put God first for long enough for the message to get through with the universe. Aha, she's ready. She's made a space. There's space in her house. There's space in her bed. There's space in her head, which is really where the space is lacking too often. So how do you prioritize? What are you seeking first? Because if you're seeking first, well, let me just get enough money in the bank. When I get enough money in the bank, then I will start to be a giving person. I'm telling you, that's backward. The moment you start to be a giving person, you will find that your worries about money in the bank start to disappear. I guarantee it. I guarantee it. Priorities. What are you seeking first? And time. What are you doing with your time? Are you spending your time worrying about not getting what you want and don't have? Are you spending your time worrying about the worst thing that could possibly happen? I do that. My dear friend and mentor, Chris Chenoweth, used to say, worrying is praying for what you don't want. It's spending mental energy on the thing that you actually don't want. So how am I spending my time? How am I spending my mental energy? Can I begin, instead of planning and worrying and trying to figure it out? Would anybody in here be relieved if I were to tell you that this is the year you don't have to figure it out anymore? What if you were just able to allow, to trust that there is a higher wisdom, and if it's not coming through you right now, it's probably because you're not allowing it to, because you're so full of the other stuff. What if you were able to just allow? Sometimes we don't receive, and I think this is often the truth, because we are carrying shame or some idea that we don't deserve to receive. When I was a child in a fundamentalist church, I was taught that the definition of grace was unmerited favors. Unmerited favors. In other words, what you got even though you don't deserve it. That was the connotation that I got. In my adulthood, in my more mature spirituality, in my more open-heartedness, what I realized that grace is something that is given to me that I don't have to earn. That's already mine just because I exist. Because I would not exist if I were not a beloved child of God. If I were not beloved, I would not be here. It is the actual love of God that is creating and animating me in every moment. And so it's not about deserve or don't deserve. It's about it's here and you're here. Are you ready to receive? Are you ready? Paul the Apostle said in Corinthians, when he was talking about something that he was doing that he felt ashamed of, that he was sinning, in his words, over and over and over again, and he wanted to stop sinning, but he couldn't stop. Here's what he said. 3 times I pleaded with the Lord about this, that it should leave me. Please let me not do this anymore. But God said to me, my grace is sufficient for you, for my power is made perfect in weakness. My power is made perfect in weakness. Let your ego stop trying to control this whole thing, and then the power of God can come through. As long as you're working to keep your ego strong and make it happen, get that square peg into that round hole, then you're not making space. My power is made perfect in weakness. The power of love, the power of God, the power of eternity is made perfect in allowing your ego and the temporary and the I wants that are short-visioned to go away, to be weak enough for something stronger to come in. He goes on to say, therefore I will boast all the more gladly of my weaknesses, so that the power of Christ may rest upon me. What if you actually let yourself go, yep, there I am. That's a weak point. You don't apologize for it. You don't obsess about trying to fix it, you don't get shame over it. I'm telling you, I thought I knew what this stuff meant, but more is being revealed. Even this week, more is being revealed to me all the time. One way that I think we block ourselves, especially in New Thought, is we realize that to be an open channel is how this thing works. So we go, well, I'm going to give, and then I'll receive. And then yes, that does work, that there has to be giving in order to be receiving and vice versa. But if I start giving in order to receive, well, I'm going to give this so that I get that, that is now transactional. That is now tit for tat. And here's the deal, that's keeping score. You can't outscore God. You can't. You don't understand the algorithm that is being used here. And you never will. But if you surrender to it, it will find you. Chris Chenoweth said, every time you decide to become love, not this is what I'll do so I'll get that, to be love, every time you just decide to become love, you are changing your world, changing everything about it. You can give without loving, but you cannot love without giving. Every time you give love, you have given the ultimate gift. That's what spirituality is, right? A lifestyle of positive decision, a decision for love in every moment. Every time you love, even in a small way, you nurture your world and cause that love to be multiplied and come back to you. So what are you giving? If you're giving love, then you're going to receive love. You're going to receive love. If you're being love, then love is what will surround you. A lot of times we don't receive because we misunderstand. We received it, but it didn't look good to us. No, that's not what I ordered. That's not what I ordered. So I ignore it, I repress it, I throw it away, I try to give it to somebody else, I stick it in a back closet, and I don't use it. How many of you have gift cards from Christmas that you haven't spent still? Yeah, it hasn't been that long. How many of you have gift cards from last Christmas that you haven't spent? Yeah, see, here we go. You are telling the universe, I don't really need that. I don't really need anything. I've already been given it, but I'm not going to use it. Think about that as a metaphor for the things you have been given but you're not using. That could be your talents, your skills. What have you been given that you're not using? Because if you're not using what you've been giving, if you're ignoring it, then you are telling the universe, I got enough, I'm fine, don't need any more. But there's something in us that says if we use it, then we won't have it anymore, so we need to hold on to it. And I tell you, I used to be one of those people, if somebody bought me some like really good, smelly good lotion for Christmas or my birthday, I would save it for good. And then 6 years later, when it had separated and was starting to stink up the linen closet, I would throw it away for my good. Yeah, right? What are we saving it for? What is it that you're saving whatever the good is for? Use it. And then you're telling the universe, I am a cheerful receiver. Anytime you want to give me more, I'm here for it. I'm here for it. Real prosperity, Eric Butterworth says, is a way of living and thinking, not just money or things. He also said poverty is a way of living and thinking, not just a lack of money or things. Are you prosperous in your mind? Are you recognizing the prosperity that you already have? Because here's the deal. Feeling the fear, we all feel fear, and moving forward anyway is love. Giving from the evidence of your heart instead of the evidence of your bank account is love. Lifting others up even when you are down is love. Complimenting somebody that you envy is love. Cheering on the competition is love. Feeling joy at others' successes is love. And love is all we really have to give and receive. All our good is love in some form. So what love do you already have in your life, and how are you using it? How are you being it? How are you giving it? Because by being it and giving it, you are making room for more and more and more to come in. So instead of trying to figure it out, this is the big thing that we receive: divine creativity, divine ingenuity. Not, let me figure it out, but allowing divine creativity to come forth as guidance. This means listening versus talking. If I'm talking, I can't hear. I know I do that every week. But I have to listen a whole lot all week long before I can get up here and talk. I have to listen a whole lot all week long. Just this week, some of you know, my husband went into the hospital on Sunday afternoon, and he got out late Friday during the day, so I slept on a chair in a hospital all week long. And about Wednesday, and honestly Monday, I didn't know if I was going to have a husband anymore. About Wednesday, things had started to improve, and I thought, I got to get this sermon done. And I sat and I worked and I sat with my computer and I worked and I worked and I worked. I already knew what I was writing about, and I tried to figure it out, and I could not do a thing. I couldn't. I worked and worked and worked, and I tried and tried and tried, and I couldn't do it. And then Thursday morning, I woke up, I prayed, and it was there. It was there. And the rest of the story is, yesterday, I went to print out my notes, because I just make a note here and there to remind me of what it was I was going to say. I got out my notes last night, and I went, what did I mean by that? I really did. I told my daughter, uh-oh. Thought I was ready, but here's the deal. I knew at that point, it's in there. It's in there. Relax. Stop trying to figure it out. Relax. I took deep breaths. I said a prayer. I read it again and went, either that's what I meant, or I thought of something better, and it'll work. And it'll work, because this is what I know and this is what I believe. This is about trusting and letting God show you, rather than deciding what God needs to do so you can be okay. And boy, we do a lot of that. We do a lot of that. Parker J. Palmer, beautiful, beautiful Quaker writer and leader, in his book, Let Your Life Speak, says, before you tell your life what you intend to do with it, listen for what it intends to do with you. Before you tell your life what truths and values you have decided to live up to, let your life tell you what truths you embody and what values you represent. So now we're going to have a song and go into a meditation to make ourselves ready to receive. What are we receiving today? Who knows what good will come of this? But today, in specific in this meditation, I'm asking you to not figure it out, not decide beforehand. Nancy, you need a new rock. Not decide beforehand, but allow in this meditation to come to you, because I'm telling you, sometimes I do this and I'm like, no, that's not the word. That's not the one I wanted. But trust what comes. And then you have a little stone, a white stone, and write that down and meditate on that and let that be your guide for the year. That's what we're going to do in our white stone ceremony. So, thank you. And so now with an open heart, perhaps repeat these words gently in your mind. I am ready to receive. I let go of thinking I know what it needs to be. I let go of wanting what someone else has. I open to trusting that I am so beloved, that my good is already on its way to me. It's already here. And so I make myself ready to receive. Open to love in all its many forms. Open to creativity, open to divine ideas. And in this moment, not just open, but actually asking, yes, I'm asking for guidance, not from my ego, but from this place deep within me, which is my connection to all that is my own holiness, that is also the holiness of the whole world. I ask for my human self to be able to receive the message from the wholeness of my divine self. I sit in the silence for just a moment and allow to come forth that which the divine has for me. Even before I receive, I say thank you because I know it's already done. Thank you, thank you. Thank you, God, for these messages of grace. And if what is coming to you and through you has not arrived yet, that's okay. You can trust. You are ready to receive. Therefore, it's a done deal. You have received. You can write it down later. I invite you not to judge whatever it is that you're thinking about writing down or you have written down, but simply to allow it to do its work in you, trusting that it is divinely given. Thank you, God, for these gifts showered upon us in every moment. We ask only that we may open to receive, to use that which has been given, to practice gratitude so that we are more ready to recognize each grace as it comes. And so it is. Thank you, God, and amen.